Hey guys, we are chatting today with former NCAA men's basketball coach and current ESPN analyst Seth Greenberg about the Florida Gators. Coach, thank you so much for joining me. It's been a very long time. It's good to see you.
And your former neighbor.
My former neighbor. I know. I used to babysit your girls. It makes me feel very old to watch them all on Facebook post all their pictures and things, and everybody's all grown up now.
It's pretty amazing. I mean, the whole Peak clan is still the Peak clan. That's all that counts.
That's true. We have just multiplied a lot. Well, let's talk a little bit about my Gators. What has impressed you the most about UF through the season, but also really here in March?
I think March is a microcosm of what they've been during the season. To me, they've been the most dominant team in college basketball for the last month or so, and absolutely so impressive in the SEC tournament. But that's a byproduct of a lot of things. To me, it's strength in numbers. I call them Noah's Ark. They have two of everything. They can wear you down. They've got the most explosive backcourt in the country, obviously led by Walter Clayton, who did Walter Clayton type things at the end of that Connecticut game the other day. But it's not just him. Yeah, I think Elijah Martin brings to something different to their team, a toughness, a physicality in the backcourt. Denzel Aberdy coming off the bench. Will Richard and his shot making, again, his toughness. On the perimeter, they're as physical, talented, and as tough as any team in the country. And then up front, I mean, how many teams have a guy like Chinyalu who can run the floor like that, protect the front of the rim, wedge people out, give up driving lanes, get active on defenders? But you've got Henlogden now. He's back. And then Halkin and Condon are just so active, do a great job running the floor and so skilled. The depth and skill, pace and force of this team is really unique.
What are your thoughts on Todd Golden? As a former coach, what's one thing that maybe casual fans kind of overlook about coaching in this tournament that he is just doing right?
He imposes confidence in his team. His team has a swag. He has a little bit of a swag. He's got a little bounce to his step. I had a chance when we were there for game day to watch practice, and I was really impressed with the energy in practice, the attention to detail, the joy they had in practice despite working really hard, and the accountability. But the accountability in a way that guys weren't hitting over the head, but more importantly, they were excited about listening and learning. So I think he's done a great job leading. I thought he had great poise in that Connecticut game down the stretch. Now, again, it's great when you have a guy like Walter make the plays that he can make. But I think he's a really good leader. And I think their staff is really engaged and really focused and connected with their team. I mean, there's a joy and enthusiasm, but when it's time to go to work, they really go to work. And that's really good because you want your guys excited to come to the gym. You want your guys excited about preparing for the next game. You want your guys kind of pouring into each other. And I think Todd and his staff do a great job of pouring into the team, and they pour into each other. You could see the collective responsibility. You could see the genuine concern they have and the joy they have for playing with each other. I was really impressed with just the interaction that they had amongst each other. It's felt like a championship pedigree. It's felt like a championship locker room. You could tell they're not going to have any problems in their locker room. And this time of the year, with not only the NCAA tournament going on, but obviously everyone worried about where they're going to be next year with the seniors. Everyone worried about, is this team together enough? Or any of these guys being poached as we speak through the portal? There's so much static around these guys. I didn't see any of it. I didn't see any of it when I was in that practice and spending time with their players. I saw appreciation. I saw attention to detail. I saw joy and enthusiasm.
Guys, if you are jacked for the Sweet 16 like I am, make sure you are fully outfitted in Gator Gear. No better place to stock up than Alumni Hall. They have the largest and the best selection of Gator Gear for hoops, and you can find top brands like Nike, Jordan, Peter Millar, and more. You can shop their selection on Archer Road in Gainesville, or if you're not in Gainesville, just head to alumnihall.com. Order right now so that you can have your gear before the NCAA tournament's over. Also, make sure you're following them on social media to stay up to date on their latest deals, offers, and discounts. We appreciate Alumni Hall for their support, and I hope you do too. So you alluded to NIL and kind of the role that it plays in these teams. And would you say that Florida is, I don't know, maybe an anomaly in today's college basketball, the fact that they do pour into each other, like you said?
Yeah, like, and I don't call it NAL anymore. I call it pay for play. I mean, let's
That's
call it
what
what
it
it is.
is.
It's 100%. Very few people. Now, I think those guys in Gainesville are probably gonna have some of their own deals, which is great. You're in a college town. They are the focal point of the town right now. I mean, I'm sure they have some deals, but in the end, it's all pay for play. All it's going to be revenue share starting July 1. But before July 1, it's an open market, and guys are going to try to retaining your players is going to be really important, and retention is going to start once the season ends. I was talking to Tom Izzo today, and he said he's really worried about the last day. I said, Tom, what are you talking about the last day? He said the day the season ends for us, whether it's at the Sweet 16, the Elite Eight, the semifinals, or championship, the portal's open. Like the
Hmm.
portal's open right now. The portal, truth, Ali, the portal's open 12 months a year. It's officially open right now.
Yeah.
But if you don't think that people, and I don't think in your situation, but people are actually recruiting guys right off other people's roster, you're fooling yourself. These kids have been recruited. Mid majors are basically the G League or junior colleges now for the high majors. And look, you guys have done great in terms of recruiting mid majors. I look what Todd's done with recruiting. I think it's really interesting. Multi-year portal guys are really important because then you can have a culture and an identity. They can buy
Mhm.
in. You have culture creators that are returning. So, getting Walter for an extra year, which is important. Get Will Richard for an extra year. Getting Hanlogden for an extra year. The only 1 year guy is Elijah Martin, and he's fit in seamlessly
Yeah,
to
yes.
me. But the end of the season and what is going on is I'm speaking to 5 and 6 and 7 coaches a day and mentoring a bunch of them. My last words to Tom Izzo were forget about all that stuff. Pour into your team. Like do what you do. Coach your team. Well, you know what? Don't get distracted by the static. You'll have time to get to that. The problem is the teams that have gotten knocked out, they're at it right now. There are Zoom calls with project prospects. They're looking at roster reconstruction. They're looking at their budget. They're looking at basically their salary cap. They're hiring general managers. There's so much going on behind the scenes, but if you're playing still now, the only thing that's important, and Izzo had a great interview today, the only thing that's important is those kids in those locker room. You made a commitment to them
Yeah.
to be at your very best to help them do something special. So it puts you a little bit behind in recruiting of the portal, but you keep on winning games, and your team is. It also helps recruit a little bit.
Oh, heck yeah. Winning cures a lot of ills. Coach, you've been in high stakes coaching situations. How do you think that Todd Golden is handling the pressure, but also making adjustments between games?
I think routine is the most important thing. I think handling the pressure is. I think they're embracing the pressure because what they've done, everything's earned, nothing's given. They weren't given anything. All right, the expectation, yeah, there's expectation, but what they're doing is they're earning by the way they played. So I think the most important thing, and I think Todd's doing this, is routine. Stay to your routine. You don't have to reinvent yourself. There's nothing you have to do to change what you're doing in the NCAA tournament. It's do what you do and just continue to do it better. Now, you can have a wrinkle or two to steal a basket on an underneath out of bounds. Sure, you can have a wrinkle or two to make sure that you take away the special situations. See, basketball has special situations. It's first play of the game, first play of the half, underneath out of bounds, side out of bounds, out of timeouts. All those things, free throw situation. Make sure you block out. You guys the other day, you win a game because you get an offensive rebound off a missed free throw.
Yeah.
Time and score, not overreacting, but getting to the next play, making the right decision. So I do know he's working a lot of time in the practice we saw on time and score situations, on special situations defensively, out of timeout, change your defense, steal a basket. So I think he's doing all the right things. And he's got a great staff. He's got an experienced staff and a staff that you could see like each other.
Yeah.
A lot of times, you can have a staff and they could be a great staff, but if there's not a genuine liking of each other, a respect of each other, where I want Coach Golden's attention. No, I want Coach Golden's attention. Oh, I've recruited that guy, or this is my no. That doesn't work.
Yeah.
It's a collective responsibility. It's guys being in this thing together and working together for the greater good. And I think that's what Florida's done a great job with.